Good morning. Welcome to another move sesh. Happy Wednesday, happy hump day. Oh, it's chilly in here this morning. But I did run this morning, so I know it's actually a lot warmer. We are having the most incredibly beautiful fall. I can't even, like, we just keep getting these wonderful day after day after day. Hi, hey Yvonne. Say hi as you're jumping on. How did you guys like this new angle that we did yesterday? I think it works better other than when my head is right up close to the camera. Then it chops me off, but that's okay. So let me just make sure. See me okay? All right. Anyone else sore today? Because I am so sore. my hamstrings, my butt. I'm feeling our leg workout from yesterday. All right. Okay, let's get started. Apologies. Little late again. Okay, let's get started. So nice, easy twists to start. Loosen up that spine. Loosen up the hips. Whoo! I ran this morning, but only because my friend Kathy meets me on Wednesdays. Yesterday I hit snooze and went back to sleep because I didn't have that accountability partner. Honestly, accountability is everything sometimes. I would have skipped my workout yesterday too if it wasn't for you guys. So starting out nice and slow, let's go those creaks and cobwebs out of those sore muscles if you worked out yesterday and you're feeling it, or maybe you're just stiff from life or age or whatever it is. Remember to take the warm-up as suits you, right? So ease into the workout, let the moves come out of you, let your heart rate come up slowly, let your oxygen levels come up slowly. I just realized I'm on data. I can't change that now. Anyways, I always like to remind us, because I think we need to hear it over and over, that the important thing is that you show up. The important thing isn't the quality of the workout. Yes, that matters to some degree, right? Oh, no. But the most important thing is that we show up and that we accept that a lot of days aren't going to be perfect. They're going to be messy. They're going to be, they're not going to meet our expectations sometimes. So I just like to remind you of that, because the most important thing is that you show up and you do what you can for that day. So some days you're gonna show up, you're gonna crush your workout. You're gonna feel like such a badass. And you're gonna feel like you could like take over the world. But most days don't look like that, right? Most days it can be a grind. It can be like that was ugly, but never is there a day that you finish and you think I shouldn't have done that, right? Like, you're usually so glad that you stuck it out. But I just always want to give you that reminder, because I want you to go easy on yourself when it comes to your expectations, but hard on yourself when it comes to the standards that you set, right? I want you to raise the standards for yourself, but lower your expectations. So be willing to accept less than perfect, right? And be willing to just show up and give what you got that day, because that's all you can ever do, right? I remember a good friend of mine said to me one time, I think she heard it from Brene Brown, or I don't know, one of those inspirational speaker ladies. She talked about perfect looks, feeling that one today. Perfect looks different every day, right? And sorry, not perfect. Your best looks different every day. So your best one day might look like XYZ, and your best another day might look completely different. And you just want to understand that your job is to just give your best for whatever that day, and that is enough. So on that kind of same note, as I pick up the pace here, I'm going to add some hops. You can modify anything that I'm doing to suit what you need to do at this point, right? So what your best is today day might be no hops, might be low impact, might be no weights. Your best 2 months from now might look completely different, right? So be willing to modify anything, take rests as you need to. I like to think of each workout as not singular, but a deposit into a lifetime of workouts, right? So what do I need to do today to show up tomorrow? Not a very good example of living in the moment, but what I mean by that is sometimes we get really overzealous and we got to give it all. We got to pour it all out. And there's definitely times in our life for that, but the daily habits, it's important to be consistent, right? And so if you go so hard on one workout that you either are way too sore to move the next day, or mentally you're like, that's just too hard. Like how I kind of got myself back into my own movement was taking all the pressure off and saying, I'm going to do what feels good today so that tomorrow I don't dread coming back, right? So, because when you build up that mental resistance, usually the battles we fight aren't physical, they're mental. Now, on that note, I'm going to share with you guys, I don't know if any of you watch the Big's Backyard Ultra. Any of you guys follow that over the last few days? So let me tell you guys what it is. I was trying to explain it to my son yesterday, but the mental fortitude it takes to do this event is just insanity. And it started a few years ago by the same, I was going to call him gentleman, but who created Barkley Marathons. So let me know if you know what the Big's Backyard Ultra is, and if you don't, I'm going to tell you. So it's a 4-mile loop, race, run in Big's backyard. So it's called the backyard. The loop is called the yard, actually, is what it's called. So it's 4-mile loop through fairly flat trail. Okay, high impact now for those of you who are ready for it and feeling it today. And if you're not, then keep it at low or even no impact, whatever's right for you. So people line up. Everybody has 1 hour to complete this 4-mile loop. They have to be back within the hour, and the second loop starts the next hour. So every hour. So basically, the really fast people that can run 4 miles fast don't get any kind of leg up. They just get extra rest between loops. That's the only benefit to running the 4 miles faster, right? So, and basically they repeat that over and over and over again until there's only one person left. So 4-mile loop, you have an hour to complete it. You need to be on the start line, ready to go an hour later to start the next loop. Repeat until there's nobody left. So, some of the challenges in that are, one, when you line up at the start line, you have no idea how far you're going to be running that day. Number two, you have to somehow account for eating, hydrating, potentially sleep, because this year's version, which I say in a way, yes, it gets harder every year they run it, but mentally at least, the participants have some kind of idea of how far they're going to be going because of how far the last group went. Because basically it comes down to, you know, the mental fortitude of that particular group, right? And who's willing to hang on the longest. It's about battle of attrition. But man, so the other thing I didn't say is at night they go to a 4-mile road loop. So they alternate back and forth. So during the day, they do a 4-mile trail, and at night they do 4-mile road. So they just finished yesterday 85 yards they call it, because it's a lap of the yard, which is just, it's a measurement, so that makes me laugh too. But 85 yards was it was a new record, was the winning time this year, or winning distance. So 85 times 4, 163, 40 something. I'm not going to do public math here, but in the 340 miles that they did, 85 hours. The biggest thing for me is like, how did they figure out sleep, right? Because 4 miles in an hour isn't super fast, but it's also not super slow. So it's hard to add sleep in there when you're going for 85 hours. But anyways, it was crazy. So I don't even know why I started telling you guys that story, but I thought it was interesting. Okay, we're doing upper body today, so I'm gonna take my watch off. Grab some weights of various sizes. We're gonna do a similar sequence as yesterday. We're gonna do 2 work sets and then a rest set, and then we're gonna do 4 rounds. So I'm gonna be using my bench today. You don't need to have a bench. Don't feel like if you don't have a bench that you can't do what I'm doing. You can do this on the floor. You can do this on a box or a cooler. I did this all summer on my cooler outside. So whatever you have to work with, you could do this on a sturdy coffee table. Okay, we're gonna start with, and I'm gonna grab my ball. I'm gonna start with chest. So we're gonna start with chest press today. You can also do this on a ball. I'm actually going to use the ball today. Using a ball is for those of you who are advanced, not those of you who are new. So don't use a ball if you're brand new. All right, grabbing your weights. Ready? Okay, I'm going to give us a few seconds to get into position. Okay, so if you're using your ball, you want the ball behind your shoulders and neck, so that you're nice and neutral spine, nice and neutral neck and head. If you're using a bench, that works. And you can also do these right flat on the floor. So getting into position. Butt is, if you're on a ball, butt is up, squeezing the glutes. Again, remember neck, okay, there we go. So we're going. So we're doing 30 seconds of presses. Okay, again, you can do these right on the floor, flat on the floor. If you're on the floor, you may want your legs bent. You want to pull in that belly button so that you're engaging your core. Okay, if you're on a bench, same thing. You want your butt squeezed, no matter what you're doing. Okay, you're going to roll over. We're going to go right into plank. Oh, I need to build in some transition time for the next set. Okay, we're going to hold them a little bit longer than the buzzer because I didn't get in position. So again, you don't need to plank on the ball. You can plank on the ground. You can do low plank or high plank. I have a fly or something on my leg. Okay, keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Okay, that was our set. I want you to, during the rest portion, get back into position for the next set. Get ready to go. While you're resting, you're in position so that when the buzzer goes, and here we go. So if you're flat on the floor, there's the fly that's on my leg. Super distracting. So make sure if you're doing this, like I said, on a ball, you want the ball under your neck and shoulders. You want to make sure you have a nice neutral spine. This might not be for you if you're not ready for advanced moves yet. Okay, right into plank again. So we're fatiguing the upper body in the presses, and then we're going into plank with a fatigued upper body. The ball gives us instability, so it's going to really force us to engage the core. Make sure, regardless of what position you're in for plank, 5 more seconds. Squeeze the quads, squeeze the shoulder blades. There we go. You want to squeeze everything. This goes for any strength training. Anytime you're doing strength or resistance training, you want to engage as many muscles as you can into the movement, because a couple of reasons. First of all, you're going to be able to increase your weights, which ultimately is the goal, right? Is to get lifting heavier weight. Obviously, the stronger you get, I gotta get rid of this bug fly on our rest set. Obviously, the heavier weights you're lifting, the stronger you're getting. So the more muscles you can engage into your movement, the stronger, the more you can lift, the stronger you're going to get. But the other reason why I want you to really work on, it's a skill to be able to use more than one muscle group in a movement. It takes practice, it takes intention. So right now I'm squeezing my quads, I'm squeezing my glutes, I'm squeezing my shoulder blades, I'm squeezing my biceps. The more muscles that you're using in a movement, it helps build and develop coordination with your muscles working in conjunction with each other, which is life, right? Like, real life is not isolating muscles. When you're carrying groceries in from the car, whether you're carrying a small or large child, you're, whatever you're doing in life, that this bug probably thinks I'm garbage because I stink so bad right now. All right, last set. So when you're carrying groceries, you'll use more than one muscle group, right? So what happens is, in life, that's kind of the core of athleticism, right? Athleticism is the ability to recruit multiple muscle groups and use them in a coordinated fashion to execute a skill, right? Or whatever. A lot of times we get injured doing regular things in life, right? Like we put our back out lifting a child out of the back of the car. We, tweak something, we tweak our neck sleeping. We put our shoulder out, like carrying groceries, whatever. And that's because often what's happening is a lot of our muscles they're not firing properly, so they're not doing the job that they're supposed to be doing. And so what happens is other muscles, so if you're carrying groceries in or you're carrying a child and you're not using your core, then maybe your lower back gets put out because your lower back is doing work that it's not supposed to be doing. So, oh, hey, Ashley, are you working out live with us today? That's fun. Okay, I'm gonna grab a heavier weight because I'm gonna try to go heavier on my next set. Talking about coordination and lack of it. Who's live with me today? Yvonne? Did you guys check out the website? Yesterday I was pretty stinking pleased with myself because, so here's my vision for this website. Okay, so so we just did chest and front upper body. We're gonna go to back next, okay? So we're gonna do our good old rows, okay? 30 seconds one side, 30 seconds the other side, okay? So remember, nice flat back. butt a little bit. Okay, shoulder doesn't sag. We keep it retracted, lifting right back to that retracted. Do you guys see the difference? You don't want to do this. You want to start from this position, lift. Right back to that position, lift. Lift. Okay, super important because that's how we put our shoulder out, is when we don't have it retracted and in its correct position, and then we add weight. So my vision for the website that I just launched, it started out as being an apparel shop. That's all I really wanted. I just wanted to have a place to allow people to order as they wanted. Last year when I was doing apparel, I was doing it all manually. So I was ordering it all from a local printer, which it saddens me to not work with that gentleman anymore because he was so awesome. But I would order it from him and then take pre-orders, ship. It was a lot of work, and it was honestly like very archaic way of doing things. So originally I just wanted to have a website where I could house apparel and swag for not just my business, like my training business and my coaching business, but also for my supplements business. I have a team that I work with, and I wanted to have empowerment stuff for them as well. Kind of slogans and core values on my team that I work with. Reaching and impacting one person, and how that creates like a butterfly effect for everyone, right? A ripple effect. But as I started building it out and having kind of fun with it, I really want to create a culture and community and brand around boundless pursuits and being boundless and living life without all the limits that we put on ourselves that are all in our minds, right? Like most, of course there's some physical limits, right, that we have, but generally speaking, most of our limits are mental, and that's what Think What You Want stands for. So I created a page for the challenge of the month yesterday, which I was like, yay me, that you can link to our Facebook communities, right? So people can join right into our Facebook community. But I'll post the challenge of the month there. So this month, of course, we're doing lunges. So I have some fun, exciting things coming for that for next year, because we're gonna really run with that again. That was something I created again for my own personal struggles, and you know, I've learned when I'm struggling, I know other people struggle with the same things. So why not attack things together, right? So that's why I originally created that. But I want to create a gallery of all of the people in our community. So I'm going to start asking people for photos to put on our gallery wall. But the other thing I thought of today was I'm going to do like a bulletin board of events that are like almost like a news board that I'll post each month, like what to look for this month, like what we're working on, what our goals are, what our challenges are. I'm going to start physical meetups. So, and actually what would be really cool is if anyone in our community wants to host a meetup where everybody just meets up to go for a walk, maybe to do move sessions in the summer, right? Like to do live move sessions, that would be really cool. You just really want to take what we're doing and reach more people, because I know how much like we've all helped each other. How can we expand that and expand it globally? I still think it's the coolest thing that Yvonne is from Holland and showing up to do these move sessions with us. Like, I think that's just the best thing. I have big dreams of going to Europe one day, and I'm gonna have to somehow meet up with Yvonne when I do. There's so many places to go over there. I know I'm gonna need multiple trips. Or or one really long one maybe. 5 seconds, almost there. Yay, I did the whole thing with this heavier weight. Okay, 1 minute rest. Okay, so we've worked our chest, we've worked our back. So what we do is we work from big muscle groups down to small muscle groups. So we're gonna do one more round, or we're gonna work on the bigger muscle groups. We're gonna do another chest exercise. We're gonna do flies. And then we're gonna do bent over alternating rows. So I am going to grab my ball. No, I'm not. I'm gonna do my flies on the bench. All right, bear with me for 1 sec, you guys. All right. Next time the buzzer goes, which is going in 2 seconds, get ready. Okay, we're going right into flies. Okay? So, this is good. I can show you if you're using a bench. If you're using the ground, this is what you look like. You're going to keep your arms almost straight, but you want a really slight bend in your elbow, just so that you're not putting weight on the elbow joint. Okay, so this is, okay, we're going to get right into pulling bent rows. Okay, so focus on pulling with your back. I almost feel like I could go heavier with this one now. Okay, so you want that slight arch in your lower back. Pulling that belly in, really bracing. Okay, we're right, we should have done a couple extra. Next one we'll do a couple extra. Okay, so get back to wherever you were for your flies. I'm going to walk you through engaging every single muscle group. Five more seconds. Okay, ready? Okay, so flat feet, squeezing your glutes, okay? Pretend you're cracking a walnut between your butt cheeks, okay? Squeeze your glutes, pull that belly button in, right? So bracing your core, squeezing your back muscles. Oh, this is perfect, so now you can reset it. Okay. So on this one, you want a slight arch in the lower back, and you want to pull. Try not to bounce around. Pull using that back, those back muscles, okay? So think of lifting with your shoulder blades, chest, boobs out. Remember, boobs out. Okay. 2 more rounds of those. Woo! And also, I want to throw this out to you all who you listen to me babble all the time, unless you mute me, which I honestly would not blame you if you did. Sometimes I wish I could mute myself. How you mute the voices in your head. If you have any ideas for great t-shirt sayings, please send them to me. My goal is to be launching new things regularly, and I'd love them to pertain to some of the things that we talk about, but also I'd love them to be, universal. Like, I've had a lot of comments from people about the introverting and overthinking ones, which I love because those are both so me. They also fit with our think what you want theme, right? Like mindset. So yeah, definitely open for ideas. I will give you kudos if you come up with something. I'll let the world know that it was your idea. Whew. One more set. Whew. How's everyone feeling today? Rate your day. Is it a badassery day? Or is it your ass is getting kicked kind of day? I'd say I'm right in between. I'm definitely sore from yesterday, but I feel pretty good this week. Although I gotta tell you guys, I've talked about this before, there's always days of the month, probably about 2 to 3 days where we get cravings, right? You guys know what I'm talking about. You crave like anything that's not nailed down, but yet anything you eat doesn't satisfy your craving. It's like the worst. It's just horrible. So I had that on Friday. I just wanted shepherd's pies. Keep going, 5 more seconds. So bad, I just really wanted shepherd's pie or potatoes, basically. Anyways, yes, the last 2 nights were insane because the other night I had a bowl of mini wheats. I honestly can't remember the last time I ate a bowl of cereal. Like years and years and years since I've had cereal. My son even said, "What are you doing? Like, I've never seen you eat cereal." I'm like, "No, I don't think I have in 10 or 15 years. And I just had this craving come over me, like I need cereal. It didn't satisfy me. I just wanted to eat and eat and eat. Yesterday I was like, I need a cookie really, really bad. I was scouring my cupboards looking for something. I didn't find anything. Anyways, that's my life the last few days. But I know it'll pass because it's just hormones. Okay guys, so we've done big muscle groups. We're gonna go to smaller muscle groups. We're gonna do arms next. So we're gonna do bicep curls and tricep extensions. These are gonna be tough. Okay, bicep curls to start. So same thing with your bicep curls. I want you to engage. So I'm squeezing my quads right now. You can maybe see like my legs are squeezed, my butt is squeezed, my core is squeezed. Everything. Tighten up everything so that you're not looking to isolate just the bicep in the movement, right? Okay. Tricep extensions next. So elbows are hugging your ears. Elbows are pointing up to the ceiling, so you want to think of straight up to the ceiling. You're hinging. Same thing, squeezing your whole body, but especially your legs. You can derive a lot of power from your quads and your glutes if you can squeeze those into the movement. So think about it this way, think about a chain versus a plank. So if your body is a chain and you're trying to do bicep curls, right, like you're getting no power from your body. If you're rigid, you're actually you're not losing power through the weak links. Does that make any sense? I know I did not explain that very well, but you want those engaged muscles from top to bottom to allow you to lift a heavier weight and get stronger, right? Ultimately, that's the goal. We want to build up the size of the muscles because the size of the muscles is what creates body composition or better body composition. big muscles like bodybuilding muscles. Think about it as taking your size right now and trading off the soft stuff for the hard stuff. Worst analogy ever, but you get what I'm saying. Couple more, because we started into the timer. One more, there we go. You want the muscle to take up to be the density of your body, right? But that muscle is also going to be much more effective at protecting your body as you go through life, right? Whether you're golfing, like Betty golfs, whether you're, a mom, like dealing with kids, whatever you're doing, that muscle is a lot more protective of your body. The other thing muscles do is they burn more calories than fat, right? So the more muscle density you have on your body, the more calories, the higher your metabolism is, basically, because the more calories you're going to burn when you're doing nothing, right? They eat up more calories, those muscles of ours. So we want muscles, ladies, and the only way to get muscles is to grow them. And the only way to grow them is to create resistance where they have to grow, they have to adapt. So we want to challenge ourselves with the weights that we're lifting. Obviously not at the expense of good, one more you guys, one more. Obviously not at the expense of good form. That was 3, right? I think we have one more set. I'm trying to think of what we... Woo, anyone else feeling jello-ish right now? Now I know that it's pretty tough to buy weights right now. Okay, last set. I tend to use 15, 20, 25 the most. Some of you may have lighter ones than that, and that's okay. You might actually still be working up in strength anyway. But see if you can get yourself, I know Heather bought adjustable weights from Canadian Tire. She said they weren't, I don't think they were exorbitantly expensive, but I will say, it is expensive to buy. I have a ton of equipment because of my training business, so trust me, I get it. And I know that right now, because of the shortage, prices are probably higher and it's harder to buy used stuff. Almost there. Okay. Woo! I could be wrong, but I'm looking at a couple rakes that look to be new. And I think they're from the dollar store. I could be wrong. My husband has this affinity for the dollar store, and I like to tell him, like, not everything needs to come from there's some things that shouldn't come from the dollar store. Dollar store's great, I'm not against it, but he brought home a keyboard once from the dollar store, and I put my foot down and said, that's not cool. We don't buy stuff like that from the dollar store. Okay, so our next set, what we're gonna do is we're gonna alternate skull crushers. So again, you can do, my arms are jello right now, you can do these on the floor. We're gonna alternate them with our grand slam. So let's go, we're gonna start with burpees, okay? 10 burpees to start. Oh my God. 7, 8, 9, 10. I knew that was going to happen. So take a little over 30 seconds to do burpees. Okay. Skull crushers. So if you're on a bench, I also want you to think of bringing your feet back, but flattening them. Okay? Pulling your belly button in. There is an arch in my lower back, and that's okay, that is purposeful. Okay, so 30-second rest. And then the next one we're gonna go to is, we're gonna do boat, and then skull crushers. Squats, skull crushers, lunges, skull crushers. And then glute bridges, skull crushers. I think we've covered everything. 2, 1, okay. We've done plank. What we should have done is core in between. That's okay. So straighten out those legs if you can. This one you want your back pressed into the ground. Belly button is in. Okay, lift the legs to make it easier. Bend the knees. Okay, up. I can't move very fast. Okay, skull crushers. We're going to do an extra 5 seconds. Next time I'll build in the, I meant to build in the 5-second rest just to switch positions, but I forgot. Oh no, Ashley can't be working out with us today. She worked out at like 5:20 this morning with her poor cat. Okay, next up we're gonna do squats. So I'm gonna grab one weight for my squats today. Next up is squats and skull crushers, okay? Ready? Go. So get that butt nice and low. Make sure that your knees are staying behind your toes. So you should be able to see your toes. You don't want your knees sliding forward. And you want to drop that butt just below the knees. Okay? You don't have to come all the way down, The thing you want to watch for, too late. You can do a squat seminar. Oh, too far back. Sometimes I think I'm taller than I am. Sometimes I neglect to realize just how short I am. Couple more. Let's do a couple more. Make sure those elbows, you're squeezing your elbows together too. You want to keep them in like this. Not too much, but you want to keep them from doing this. Okay, we're going to do lunges next. Lunges and skull crushers. Okay, so same thing. Make sure that your front knee is not sliding forward. And also make sure that your spine is upright, perpendicular to the ground. Think of a string pulling your head straight up. So you don't want to lean forward like that. Okay, you want your body nice and upright. Squeeze those shoulder blades back and remember the cue. Boobs are out. Oh. And then the last one we have. Do you guys feel these in your core? You should. so what we're gonna do is finish with glute bridges. Let's start with those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have push-ups to do, I just remembered. Okay, we're gonna do 50 bicycles. Make sure you fully extend that leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think that's 30. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Okay. Rope climbs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, legs out in 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is 80. Okay, let's go to side reaches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Really reach. 8, 9, 10. 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the grand finale, which is 10 push-ups, knees or full. 1, 2, 3, chest down. 4, head up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo, way to go. Congratulations on another move session. Nice job. See you tomorrow. Have a great day.